I left my accounting job and I work as a full-time mobile home investor now. And their attorney sent me a letter threatening me that they're going to sue me.
Good. You ready to get started?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I noticed I talk slow. Oh my gosh, I talk so slow in the video. I have
No,
to speed up a little bit, but I guess I am just thinking of what to say. I don't know why, but I talk slow in the video.
I can speed that up if you want.
I'm thinking, yeah, oh
No
my
one,
God. Okay.
you're the only one. I didn't even think that.
Mhm.
All right. Um, okay, cool. All set?
Yep.
All right. Welcome, everyone. This is the Mobile Home Investing Lessons Podcast. My name is John Fedro. I'm here with Natalia, great mobile home investor Natalia, we've been working together for maybe
Oh
two
my God.
years,
Two and a half?
two and a
Yeah,
half.
2.5.
Time is flying.
I
On this
know.
video, we're going to talk about some good mobile home stuff. We're going to talk about some bad mobile home stuff. Something that people need to stick around for is a story that I know is going to wow people, as in like, wow, I hope that never happens to me kind of a thing. Um, what can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you or why mobile homes? What would you do before mobile homes? And yeah, a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalia, and I've been working with John since end of 2021, and I absolutely like it. And we went through hoops and bounds. We went through different situations, but I love it. We have a learning curve, but yeah, I am located in New York area, and we work in New Jersey and Pennsylvania mostly. And I before I was doing mobile homes, before I started mobile homes, I worked as a CPA in a real estate company, and I actually was working on mobile homes part-time on the weekends while I was a full-time accountant, and then it just completely changed my life, and I decided that my freedom and my own time when I can actually create my own schedule works more. And I left my accounting job and I work as a full-time mobile home investor now. And yeah, and I I enjoy every minute of it,
That
especially the freedom and flexibility.
that's incredible to enjoy every minute of it,
Yeah.
especially after what we're going to talk about today. For you to say that, like for you that you didn't get scared away, or you didn't get with all the challenges, and you're still here.
Yep. And I think the fact that I learned it in the very beginning, maybe partially clueless of what was normal, what was not, and it's actually helped me in the long run. And yeah, so
Great thing to realize that the things that seem so difficult in the beginning allowed you to learn faster, allowed you to not
mhm.
make those same mistakes again. And with all of that stuff that happened, I remember you saying at one point, like, you were making more with mobile homes than in the regular job, and that you're going to be going full time into mobile homes. I mean, that is so incredible. That's you. You did that. You're doing everything now. You don't have that person that will go here and go there or do the basic stuff for you. How many hours, and we'll get into what you're doing and how active you are, but how many hours you think per week you are mobile home investing now?
I wouldn't say it's a lot of hours because I have a lot of stuff that I have to do um on my own, but I think probably at least 2 full days of the week.
Okay,
2 days out of 7 days. But it's only because I have to travel a lot. And yeah, I'm going to visit my parents and all that stuff.
great. You have the freedom to do that now. You've worked so hard
Exactly.
and and those 2 days a week. I can remember when you were working full time and you were still doing 2 days a week. You built the business like,
Yeah.
from just when you got out of work on Friday night to then Sunday, you were busy. And then during the weekdays, a couple things
Oh,
over the
yeah.
phone. So anyway, you did that.
Oh,
Um,
thank you. With your help.
well, thank you. I'm not going anywhere from you.
Good.
You have, of your deals that you've done, I was trying to think of this and I can't remember. Uh, are most of them sold for cash or do you have some on payments? What is
I,
what?
actually, all of them were sold for cash except for the last one that I did.
Oh, cool.
And to be honest, I only did it because the level of satisfaction that I felt while doing it, my deal covered all the other homes part, meaning that I sold a home to first-time home buyers, to a couple that just recently got engaged, and they're very humble. They were so excited to own a home, and they were so excited to be the owner, to have that ownership of something on their own because they were living with his parents, I think. So they told me that, oh, this is our dream come true. And I felt like I was the part of that dream come true moment. And yeah, I was just happy. I hope they're gonna pay me back though, but but it's yeah, that was a perfect moment to realize what we work for and why we work, and
Yes.
to realize that we actually help people on one side to get rid of the home that they don't want to care about anymore, and on the other side to basically help people to build their life, to put the life together, and work with them on payments, work with them on how much they could afford monthly, work on all that questions.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yep, that's wonderful.
Like we're not, there's not one side of our business where we're taking advantage of people. We're helping, we can actually have a good, profitable business by
Mhm.
helping the people that don't want their homes for whatever reasons, or they can't have them. And we buy them correctly. And then we are selling them to people that, again, really, especially on payments,
Mhm.
could not own it any other way. There are these first time home buyers. With that home, you got much of your money that you put into the deal, you got that all back
Yes,
right away. Okay. So
with a
that's
down
awesome.
payment. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome.
Hmm.
And you can help those people. That's why a lot of us get into this business, is not
Yeah.
just to make money, but to actually, help people.
Yeah.
Um,
We took all kind of different pictures in front of the home, and they said they're gonna
yes.
celebrate tonight, that night, the night of the sale. So that was,
That's pretty cool. That is pretty
yeah,
cool.
that was good.
Can we talk about yeah, a couple deals where you were pretty happy with yourself?
Well, the most the flexibility and the remote work is everything. So I really like the deal when I bought a home without seeing it, and I sold the home without still seeing it. So so that was really good. I
That was
really like that deal because of my location, it's kind of hard to travel and drive. So there was a woman who wanted to sell her dad's home, and it was 7 hours away from me, and I asked her to send all the pictures. We communicated, and and eventually I met with her halfway through. I think I only drove 2 hours, but she sold the home to me. And when I was selling it, there were a lot of people who wanted to move the home out of the park, and the park themselves offered me to buy it. So I sold it directly to the park. So it was very easy because park was right there. Park had all kind of, maintenance people. So I mailed them a title and I signed it as a seller, and yeah, it's all worked perfectly.
we never usually think of that, or people that are not in this business, they don't think of that you can sell it. Somebody that might want to buy it is the park,
Oh
and they're
yeah,
happy with you, and they're um,
they want to
hey,
keep as many homes as possible in their community, and that was kind of new-ish, but not new, but 2006 as a home. So they definitely want that in there because for them, bringing a new home would be a disaster. I mean, would be a lot of money just
mhm.
to move a new home in and set it up.
You're buying older homes sometimes. I know you're buying these newer homes. Some of them need work in their soft spots or roof stuff. Other times they look beautiful. And for
Hmm.
folks listening to the podcast or watching this, they might see you as this young woman that is, polite, but you are a badass. Like, you would not have gotten to the point that you are. Like you just said, you were going 7 miles, 7 hours away. You didn't drive that, but the home was that far. That's
Yeah,
still, and even through all the fear that you had, um, you pushed through and you did this, and you didn't have to. It would have been easier to do something else or to not do this, but like, you've built this up to where it is now, and
thank
that's
you.
awesome. And you're
Thank
not
you.
stopping.
You learn a lot every day, even now, daily, you learn something new.
Are you surprised that you stuck through all of this, or anything like that? Has this business changed you at all, or improved who you are mentally, socially, negotiation wise, or people skills, anything like that?
Um, I always like to talk to people, so I ask questions. I like to learn new stuff. And I think this helped me in this business because the more you talk, the more noisy you are, the more questions you ask, the more people you get to know, the more useful it is for the business. So what I learned from this business, I mean, it's probably interesting to say, but like in Russia, we don't have mobile homes. We don't have mobile home parks. So I learned a lot about people themselves who live in those mobile home park communities because in the beginning, I was not sure, oh, what kind of people are there, you kind of suspicious about it, but now
Yeah.
but now I learned they're good people and they like living there. They like living next to their neighbors they know for a long time. They like having that community where they all stick together and help each other. So I learned a lot about those people and yeah, and I learned a lot about real estate, about auctions, about deals on land, deals on mobile homes without land, and I hope to grow. And I'll definitely continue working on that and let's see where it takes me.
I don't think that, so we're going to talk about a particular time that you moved a home and
Mhm.
what happened. And if I can find the video, I'm going to put it up as we're talking, the video that you sent me of what that looked like coming into the park. But that home wasn't your first home. You moved one or two before successfully, I think.
Well, my very first mobile home deal was I sold the home to a woman and I sold the home, mobile home that needs to be moved. So I didn't move it personally.
Ah,
I didn't find the mobile home movers. She did all that work, and all I did, I sold it to her, and she moved it herself. This was a deal number two, where I was kind of involved in it because I bought a mobile home and I was moving it to a mobile home park. Um, and I had an agreement with mobile home park owners that they're going to basically to pay for the move. They will help me to set it up, and they were very helpful in the beginning. And I thought it was a great deal, and I was happy um, to find a home and move it there. And they were they basically found a mobile home mover who they worked with before, and I think they had a contract with him or something, but they decided to use him. They decided, the date of the move, and basically I was informed that it's going to be moved on that day, and yeah, that's how it's all started.
that's how it started. What was the middle, and then the end? How did this all wrap up? But please go into it. Tell us the whole story. Don't leave out any juicy detail.
Well, it all started amicably. They were great people. There were mobile home investors before. There were somebody, that I kind of, I trusted them. They were part of the community. And what happened was the home was moved on end of February. And I remember I was in the office, as an accountant. I'm working in the real estate office. And I got MMS, like a picture message from unknown number. I didn't even know the number. And I opened it and I see my home, the home that I bought like months ago. But I see the home, but it's broke in the middle. It's broken in the middle. And you know, John, it's my second deal. I have no clue. I thought maybe it's normal. Who knows? I don't know.
Something looks different. I can't tell what it is. The sparks is dragging this mobile home as it's coming into the park. Just sparks behind. It's like that's a clue,
Yeah.
maybe.
So,
But
so I remember I forwarded the picture to you and I asked you, like, hey, is that looking okay? And I got in contact with whoever sent me that picture. It turned out to be a local manager of the park. And he also sent me a video where they basically where he was in the park when it all happened, when they were bringing my home into the park. So basically, on the video, you can see the mobile home movers hailing away my half of my home, meaning half of the home is still intact and it's okay. But the other half is basically on the ground, and you can see that, yeah, you can see the sparkles, you can see everything because they were hailing it away on the ground. They were pulling it in the park. I guess at that point they also didn't know what to do, and they just decided to make it to a final destination in the park, and they just park it there on the road. And manager somehow found my number and texted me the picture. And of course I was surprised. And I didn't know, you know, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how to even deal in this situation. So what happened was the park where the home was moved from, before they moved it, the park manager of that park asked me for insurance information of the movers. So I guess I emailed the park owners and I asked for that information just because that park manager asked me for it. Otherwise, I don't think I would even ask, to be honest. You know, it's my first time moving myself, a mobile home. Not myself, but like being involved in this. And when this whole situation happened, the next day, I found that liability insurance, and you know, oh, because mobile home movers would not respond my calls or text messages, I contacted the insurance directly. They were not responding. I left them a bunch of voice messages. Eventually, I emailed them, so just to prove that I was trying to be in contact with them, and they were not responding at all. And then I contacted the insurance company directly and I opened the case. And yeah, and that's how it all started. In my head, it was easy. You know, like you have a car accident and you call insurance company covers you for the expenses that you occur. But here it was a little bit different because lately I found out that the mobile home movers didn't want to use the insurance because they didn't want their premium to go up, and they didn't want to pay they had $1,000 deductible, and they didn't want to pay the deductibles. So I was kind of left there hanging because they didn't want to use insurance. I contacted the park, and park didn't really, they were helpful in the beginning, meaning that they just wanted, you know, they just wanted the home out. They they probably it was moved and really very end of February. So for the first months and a half or so, they were good. But then eventually when I realized that, you know, nobody wants to help in this situation, neither the park who hired those movers, neither the movers themselves who they don't want to use insurance. I realized that, you know, there is no amicable solution in this situation because nobody, you know, everybody just wants to cover their own bum bum.
yep, exactly. Cover their bum bum. They everyone was happy with you in the beginning. Oh, we'll move it for
Yeah.
you. We'll pay for the move. Come on down. They're answering your phone calls. And then when things go bad,
Mm-hmm.
the movers, they don't want to use their insurance, yet they don't want to pick up your phone call and they don't want to pay you like at least what you bought the home for, which I
Mhm.
think you got a really good, that was a really nice home, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it?
Actually, it was the nicest home. You know, since then it's been 2 years almost. 2 years actually. I sold a lot of homes, but that home they renovated it so nicely that they had a fireplace. They had two bathrooms with double sinks. It was a beautiful home actually. You would never guess that it's a mobile home when you're inside of the home.
Wow.
So, so yeah, I would definitely sell it for quickly and for good money also. Um,
But you
yeah,
couldn't,
and
obviously,
yeah.
so
So when this whole situation happened, I started me and you also, you know, we started discovering our options. So I invited couple contractors to just to get an estimate how much would it be to fix the home. And the estimates didn't look good because they estimated anywhere between 20 to 25,000 just to fix it. And they didn't guarantee that I would get certificate of occupancy certificate. And basically that option was out. We moved to the second option where I would just sell it to somebody who is handy, somebody who who would move it out of the park, basically to their own land. So I called, I posted on Facebook and I got a lot of people interested in it. And I remember the day when the woman said she has her own land and everything kind of fell into the place. And I met with her and she was so excited. She came with her baby boy. He was like 1 year old. And I remember I was looking at her and that day, it was on Saturday, and that day I called the park owners just to let them know, you know, what's happening. Um, just to see if they're okay with me selling the home. And they didn't answer on Saturday. So I was upset about that because I didn't want to put anybody in the situation where it would be hard to get out of. I didn't want to put that woman into a situation when knowingly that how much it would be to repair the home. And I saw that she was a single mom. And I didn't want to put Park into the situation where I would just transfer the title to somebody absolutely new and who doesn't really have the experience. And then they would have to hire somebody to get rid of the home eventually if she wouldn't be able to move it out. So she was giving me $3,000. I remember it like yesterday. I remember we were in tag and title office. She was giving me $3,000. And in my head, I was like, what do I do? It's an easy way out. But at the same time, I kind of put those parties of Hoboken Park and her into the situation that, I'm not sure about how well they would handle it. So I actually rejected the money and I decided to go with option number 3 of filing a case against mobile home movers who didn't want to use their insurance. I got lucky that in the state of Pennsylvania, they have a small claim court where anything below $12,000, you can just, file a case by yourself online, and you don't really need a lawyer for that. So I was my own lawyer. And so that's what I did. I decided to do. And mobile home park owners were not happy about it. Because they wanted to use that mover because they had relationship with him. They wanted still to use him. And they said that if I file a court against him, those relationship would stop and they would not be able to use him anymore. But at the same time, they were not helpful at all in in solving this problem. And I mean, things happen that you have to, learn as you go and just do your best. But they stopped answering my phone calls. Even when I was trying to ask them, what should I do with the home? Is it okay if I sell it? They didn't answer it. And at the end, they decided to cover their own, to cover themselves, to protect themselves. So they hired an attorney, and their attorney sent me a letter threatening me that they're going to sue me for my home being in their park. Um, even though I obviously knew what was going on, even though they were the one who hired those movers broke the home. They were not they didn't deliver it properly, and now the mobile home park owners were suing me for the home being damaged and being parked in their park. So it was such a mess, and I guess, yeah, I guess it showed the true colors, because I don't think that was the right way of handling the situation by mobile home park owners, because was my second deal. So I'm brand new in this business. I don't know. I don't have $5,000 just to throw out. I'm just starting my business, and all they wanted was for the home to be out. They didn't want to compensate for anything. And on top of it, they were not happy that I went after the mobile home movers. And yeah, so they stopped responding. And on top of it, they started billing me for the lot rent, because the home was parked there. So they billed me, I think the first 2 months were like,
Jerks.
we're not sure what was going on. So April, May, I didn't pay the lot rent. Oh, sorry. March and April, I didn't pay the lot rent. But starting May 1st, I paid the lot rent. And June, I paid the lot rent. And I think we had a court date in July. So eventually, when I met with a judge, finally, I met with the mobile home movers. I mean, we all met in one room. That was my first time seeing them. They were not responding to my calls or texts. And basically, I came prepared. I brought a lot of documents, like pile of documents, and I brought my laptop with a video of them pulling the home into the park. And I showed it all to the judge, and the judge was on my side. He obviously ruled it in my favor. The only thing is, I was trying to get there's 3 different values of the home that I could have, sue them for. So that was a replacement value, and market value, or original purchase price of the home. So the judge ruled me in favor of the original purchase price of the home. I mean, it was great. I received the money for the home back, and the judge also asked mobile home movers to pay for that lot rent for May and June to the park. So that when, they would have to be responsible for them. But yeah, so I showed the judge the picture of a wheel. I did my little investigation on why it got destroyed. So I showed him a picture of the wheel, and on that picture there were 5 bolts, but one of the bolts was completely missing. So basically they didn't tie the nuts on the bolts properly when they attached the tire to the axle, and that's what caused one of the wheel gave up, because there was not enough power, not enough balls, and I guess there. And because that wheel gave up, that whole axle, and on top of it, it was a very back axle that was the last axle. When that wheel gave up, that whole home broke. And to be honest, I mean, I learned a lot about moving mobile homes now, even though I'm not a mover. But to do it properly would be to add an axle in the back of the home, because the back of the home had a huge double sink, which is heavy. And when you move the home shakes, And because there was so much space between that last axle to the end of the home, it snapped. So they didn't add that last axle. That last axle would kind of save the home. But Yeah, but the judge saw it also, and um, yeah, and I guess he ruled it into my favor. They were forced to use insurance, and he sent me the check, and yeah, that's how it ended. I didn't get any reimbursement for all the times I drove in the park, obviously. I mean, it was like 3 hours drive each way. And me trying to save the home, I was trying to minimize the damages to it, trying,
Mm.
to put it back together kind of situation. And yeah, and that's how it all ended. It all ended with me being with on my second deal with my immobile mobile home. On my I learned it in a hard way what mobile is.
I
Yeah.
remember that picture you sent. You were putting, I think, a tarp
Oh
on the
yeah.
roof to
Yes.
prevent the rain from coming in, and you were
Mhm.
just on the top of the roof like a surfboard. You're
Yeah.
riding this mobile home while it's just laying on the ground. And
During that whole time, I was like, I'm not sure if this is all mobile homes are about. Like I was.
never has that happened. I mean, we've said that a number of times, but I mean, if like we moved so many single wide mobile homes, and this has never happened in the group. And actually, since those 2 years ago, it has happened one other time.
Really?
Yes, and then it didn't even make it to the park though. They just let it go and dropped it sort of on the side of the road. But that's why these companies do have insurance. They're
Hmm.
usually very trained. Have you moved any other since?
Oh, yes, actually
Yeah.
I did. Yes. Thank God everything went smooth, and the mobile home parks owners were very helpful. And yeah, I moved the home to the park and installed all the decks, skirting, and everything went smoothly with that park. And they were super helpful, So
Did you have with that second park, do you remember getting a deal where they paid the move or did you pay the move?
actually I was the one who found the mover.
Hmm.
I kind of trusted him. The lady who I sold my very first home, she used him too, so I
Oh,
did use the same one. And and I was in contact with him. We decided on the date, and he moved it. And then he did ask me to pay, and I wasn't sure if I have to pay or the park, and then park would reimburse me. But eventually, the park paid him directly, so I was not
oh,
even
cool.
involved into it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah, right. Can
Yeah,
do that all day long.
it is.
And then
Yeah,
you
good
sold
for.
that one for cash?
Yes, I sold that
Okay,
one
good.
for cash.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Right.
Funny to say, that's actually those are the second couple whose first homeowners buyers. They had a little baby, so they were also happy too. So it was a happy ending.
Isn't that a great
That
feeling? Yeah.
mobile home. Yeah.
This business, you get all like it's a roller coaster of
Oh yeah.
emotions. And in your second deal, I mean, a lot of people would have given up after that or thought just the worst, or I don't know, just would have maybe gone to something, this next shiny thing.
Yeah, I
But
remember one of my friends even asked me, "Oh, are you done with your immobile mobile homes yet?" And and I was like, "Not yet. We're not giving up." So yes, I didn't
great
give, and
attitude.
I'm happy I didn't give up. I did learn a lot. I learned a lot how to deal with mobile home mowers, how to deal with the park. I learned how to even move the home itself, about technicalities, about axles, bolts, and nuts. I learned how to file a claim in the state of Pennsylvania.
Right.
I was my own lawyer, and
That was the longest home that you've ever held because most of your deals, what do you think the holding time is from purchase to resell average? The rest, for
mhm.
the other deals, a couple days, couple weeks.
I wish it was a couple of days.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it depends. For
Hmm.
the ones that needs to be moved, it would be the longest because by the
Hmm.
time you schedule a move, by the time you set it up, by the time it's all sold to an approved buyer, it takes quite a while. I would say, I don't know, maybe like 4 months. But now, I the less the time is between the time you bought it and you sold it, obviously the better it is. But now when I fixing the homes and doing all kind of renovations, it by the time from the time I buy the home to the time I sell it to an approved by Park, a mobile home buyer, it takes about 3 months for me.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's a little long, but
No. Well, what is that? How many, once it's on the market, you think it takes another 30 days to get somebody approved, or more like 45 or 60 days to get somebody approved?
it honestly depends. Mobile home have their own market. So
Yeah,
if I want to get 10,000 more, it will take 60 days. If I want to sell it right now, I could find a price where I could find a buyer
good
for right
point.
now.
Okay,
So
that's true.
it all depends on my desire to wait for a buyer who would eventually buy it for higher, or to sell it to somebody right now, but for much lower. So I do remember I had a mobile home and double wide mobile home, and the amount of money that I guess I was trying to sell it for was a little more. So, and we started sale like I think we started selling it in the winter time, so it was super slow, and it was almost 3 months until we actually found, or 4 months until we actually found somebody. But we went like maybe $5,000 down, so we didn't really go down in price a lot, but we paid extra 4 months of a lot rent. So there is a there is a market out there for each single home for different people, but it just depends on you if you want to move on and find the next home, right? Those 4 months that I had that sitting there, I could use those months and buy a new home, right? But it's all up to I guess mobile home investor.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're still learning about these homes, the certain areas, the times of the year, the conditions, the parks, the prices. If you're selling for cash or for payments, you got a lot more to do. Mobile homes, more mobile homes on land, more buy and hold stuff. The parks.
I really want to get into mobile homes on land. I've never done any deal on mobile home on land. So that would be something really interesting to do.
It would be, yes, it will be. You got a little taste of that with the land
Oh,
that you
yes.
bought that had a mobile home, and then you just flipped that real quick. That was a
Yeah,
cool deal.
it was just land. It didn't have any mobile home, but on it used to have a mobile home, but
Yeah,
the township moved it out, and the foundation was still there. So
that's right.
from the old mobile home. So yeah, so we bought it from the township directly, and it was really nice and easy. That was so fast. I actually sold it even before I got the deed. It was really interesting because I was calling my lawyer and I was telling him, Mr. Lawyer, I still haven't received the deed. What's going on? Because I already sold it kind of. We're under contract, but we don't have my deed yet. And yeah, he was surprised because that was a lawyership who worked with township, so he didn't really, realize the speed of it. But yeah, in that deal, I used a realtor who helped me to sell it, but it all worked out perfectly.
Oh, amazing. I mean, everything that you're doing, and I can hear it in your voice now from compared to a year ago, 2 years ago, just the more confidence. I mean, you've been there, you've done that, as they say. There's still a lot more to do, but like compared to most others, or especially average people that buy just one house to live in, or, a home to live in,
Mhm.
and you just have done so much, and all that builds confidence in you. I hope you're proud of yourself. I am super
Thank you.
proud of you.
Thank you.
You're still in this, and
And I would definitely, I think if I didn't have your guidance, especially through a mobile home situation, and I didn't have your support, I would just give up because I would think just this business is not for me. What's going on with this business? Like this is my second deal and the mobile home is just collapsed. But at the same time, now, in my head it's like, oh, if I had if I had that power to deal with immobile mobile home, I could definitely fix anything in a mobile home right now, as long as it's mobile, as long as it's not destroyed, you know.
Thank you so much for being here. Do you have any advice? We've been talking for a while now, and this has been amazing. Really, the ups and downs. Do you have any advice for anyone listening, whether they've been investing in mobile homes or they don't invest in mobile homes yet? Anything that you can think of?
I would just say that they have to stay focused and do something. Don't never give up. Do something even really small, but daily, every day. Do something small, but that would brings you towards the end goal. And stay present, stay on, you know, do something daily and stay in touch with John, because John motivates me, and he is super helpful. And just think of where you want to be in a month or in a year, and have that vision in your head. And when you have that vision, your situation or your life will bring you there. You just have to figure out what exactly that you want. Do you want just to work on mobile homes on land, or do you want to just you know, mobile home investor in the park like I am right now, or you want to buy a mobile home park eventually? Then just go look for it, you know. Just do something daily, do action. So, and that would definitely you know, builds your own confidence, knowledge, and brings you to the moment where you realize, oh, that's where I wanted to be in a year, and you would be there.